Hey guys, welcome back to the back. We've got a pretty tight race. Just 5 strikes separating these 4 players. And talking about that's life. Pterodactyl, macro my mind. Why would I try to hide the fact that I'm jacked to be actually naturally high? I'm a fat guy with a flashlight and something with a black light. How about that? Pay attention to wax. You're free to see what that's like. And that's why we need to take things slow. Let some things go, like discs. Launch some sap. Oh. It's always awkward when the song stops and you're still singing. Happened to me at every junior prom. Good thing I didn't have a date, otherwise it would have been embarrassing in front of my date. So we're 10 seconds in, and already we've seen Seppo throw 1 disc into 2 trees. And Patrick miraculously, Patrick and Eagle miraculously take a 7.5-inch disc through a 3-inch space in the trees. Ricky bossing his disc around, saying, "Don't. You talk to your kids like that, Rick, and they're going to have some serious problems later in life." Seppo's trying for anything he can to get back on the hole. Just kind of flops down there. Actually, I think he's still going. Come on, disc, let's go. Wow. It's been a very musical introduction to this 9 holes so far. I'm not saying that it's going to continue like that, but I can't promise that it won't either. So you never know. Eagle and Patrick looks like are both doing bad things on their approach. Eagle's was incidental, hitting that tree, and Patrick's was the normal kind of bad. Listen, I love that. Ricky's, don't. And I mean, I'm making fun of him, but I guess at some level most of us do that, talk to the disc. How about you? Do you talk to the disc out of your hand? Leave a note in the comments. What's the most common thing you say that's not a cuss word after the disc leaves your hand? Mine would probably be, "Oh, crap, another perfect drive, how boring." Ricky's would be the word don't. Oh, that one did. He says, "Finally." Oh, he swats away a mosquito there. It's important, you got to be careful, you know, West Nile and all that. Got to stay safe out there, guys. Patrick is looking to finally get a long one here. I would really like to see him get this one. Nah. Short, he's so sad.
Try a little harder.
Oh no. Oh, that was very sad. There's no one that does sad better than Patrick Brown. And we all just go right along with him, you know. The second he turns around with that dejected look on his face, all of us feel it in our hearts. Can we watch that one more time?
Try a little harder.
Sorry. I just need a minute. You go get it, Patrick. Get that tap in. Oh, look at that. Oh, he bounces right back. He takes us down into the valley and then brings us back up onto the mountaintop with him. Like a regular Nico Lacastro. Actually, that kind of changes it for me. Hole 11 is a par 3. It's 420 feet. So that's the kind of distance that only these guys in real life, or maybe everybody on the internet, could get. We'll see if Ricky gets it. He says, "Don't hit it." Oh, hit it. Oh, well, that's embarrassing. Ricky with a little bit of gas there. Not sure if maybe he's got indigestion, if that played into him hitting that tree, or if it's just coincidental. Either way, Seppo's had a great shot. He's pin high. Fantastic control of that Anheuser. Patrick, this one looks too turned over. Yeah, I didn't hear a tree. I don't think we're going to fault him for a tree strike there. Eagle's got a big Anheuser line. Yeah, that's probably a mid-range, actually, with that height. It's just going to keep turning the whole way. Oh, got a tree right at the end. That was looking great. I'd say that was at least a hypothetical ace. Ricky one bum grab for good measure, and then he's going to throw it right into that tree. Oh, man. Very close. But a nice stop there on the green for him. Patrick with a very confident, I don't give a crap where this lands sort of a pitch out. He must be feeling more and more comfortable with his lead. Yeah, Eagle's getting fidgety. You know, when he gets fidgety, he's going to be way off. Yep, trying to gauge the distance. This is just a short of a basket and some trees. Not sure. Oh, there's a putter. Where did that come? Oh, look, there's Seppo. He must have been behind that tree the whole time. And now the best putter in the world is going to go in for a 12-footer. We're all going to hold our breath. All right, stayed. We're good. Good putt, Rick. Not sure what Eagle's looking at back there. Maybe he's just checking out the scorecard. Patrick's in for a tree-free hole. And we've got an ad here for blarkinkdiscs.com. Sounds a bit dodgy. I'll be careful with that one. So Patrick Brown is still at just 6 strikes, and everyone else is losing ground to Patrick Brown. Hole 12 is a par 5. It's the most open hole on the course. You'll see they really opened it up. You see this little stumpy right here. Took that thing out. It was way too hard before. And as we move around, you'll see they actually took out another one here on the left fairway. So completely gutted it of trees. It's just a wide open football pitch at this point. I would not be surprised at all if we saw every single person on this card eagle this hole. Seppo's going to drive first. He's going to bomb one down the fairway. The awkward thing about commentating on Seppo's drives is that I run out of material. I mean, they're in the air for so long. He's just slid into the trees there. I didn't hear anything solid, so we're not going to count a tree strike against him there. Mr. Drive Explosion has put a good move on this one. He's talking at it, but it's fine. Oh, just missed the stumpy. See, if they hadn't taken that out, he would have hit it. I think something like 8.5 people out of 10 were hitting that tree, and the other 1.5 persons, well, there was one person who was hitting one of the earlier trees, and the other half person was dead. So he wasn't hitting any trees, obviously. Here goes Eagle. His ears poking out of the brush in his hat. Oh, man. He's pulled this one right. It's going into the trees. The cameraman's still following it. Oh, it made it all the way back. I don't think we're going to say he hit a tree there. It couldn't have gotten that far up without getting through all those trees cleanly. That was a very fortunate break for him. Somebody's back just broke, I think. Either that or they stepped on a water bottle. And Patrick had missed his time in the trees, so he decided to go back there. Seppo's doing what they call a patent pending stance. It's good if you want to throw a roller straight into the trees. If anyone has a patented stance, that would actually trump a patent pending stance. I'm no patent attorney. I'm not an attorney. These guys are an attorney. I'm just commentating on it. A lot of little tree slaps and smacks here. Seppo's going to hit this tree trunk. I'd bet my pet ferret on it. His name is Dinkus. Alright, Seppo's going to make me out to be a liar. That's fine. Good for him. He'll have a chance to make that putt. Ricky's up and with a harp on a turnover line, probably. Yep, that was beautiful. That was sheer perfection, short of it not going in the basket. So it was just like really good shin. Eagle's just chucking this one out. Really stable putter. Oh, look, there's a piece of yarn on the ground. It's tied to the basket. Maybe somebody was trying to autopilot a kite or something. Yeah, a little stand up and roll. He actually probably did that on purpose so he could putt back into the sun. Get a little bit of vitamin D. Step putt. Yeah. Karma gets involved again. Saying, sorry, bub, there's no shortcuts in disc golf. Ricky, oh, man. Oh, Ricky doesn't understand how he missed it. Well, let me break it down for you, Ricky. Here you go, man. It looks like you threw it too far to the right. And you're welcome for that analysis. Eagle got what would have been a birdie in a traditional tournament. Obviously, we don't care about that. We're only keeping track of strikes. Ricky's still playing this hole, but he's done now. I think Patrick just razzed him. He probably said something like, "Ha, you're a big loser." These guys, I've been pretty surprised with how cutthroat these guys are on the course. Patrick's really considering the ground there. And he's in. We'll see how much Patrick's 2 tree hits on that hole hurt him. Now he's lost a little bit of ground to Eagle, who's in second place, but he's still got a 2-strike lead. We're moving into hole 13. This is a not quite 400-foot hole. It was actually designed to be 400 feet originally, but it wasn't in the budget, so we had to make it $3.99. It's a hard right turner. You just mainly want to avoid hitting that RV. Patrick's going to try it with a backhand, but that actually has never worked out well for anyone on this hole. And it's worked out fine for him. That's about as good as you could do with the backhand. And I should clarify, that's as good as you could do with the backhand. Patrick and all these guys could do a lot better than that, but you're not very good. Eagle's doing the more traditional sidearm. Whoa! Look at that thing jump. Hit a little turbo pad there or something. Seppo says anything Eagle can do, I can do worse. Oh, man. There's a reason that the Finnish word for tree is P-U-U. That's how you feel when that happens. Well, Ricky's feeling a little bit of the poo himself. Not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Poo. When a Finnish person listens to the book by A.A. Milne, do they hear Winnie the Tree? That one will keep you up at night. Seppo's trying to avoid all these poos. Ah, ouch. Need to start calling him Seppu. Alright, buddy. Give this one a bid. Watch out for the RV. Okay, you can make it in from there. Ricky. Yes. Nah. Man, all these missed putts outside the circle. I make outside circle putts in my sleep. That's actually the only place I make outside the circle putts. Hey, Patrick makes them in real life. Look at that. Oh, that'll put a little giddy up in your step. Oh, look at that move. That's my favorite. You run up to the basket and then you really slowly pull it out of the chains. I think it might be a rag the Eagle keeps up there, just like if his hands get sweaty or something. He just has easy access. Seppo and Ricky are going to tap in disappointing putts on a disappointing hole, but Patrick actually lost some ground there. He's the one who's the most disappointed. He's now just 1 stroke behind Eagle.
Hey guys, I'm Spencer with MVP.
Oh, it's these blokes again.
At the course today
no, listen, we're not going to do this, all right? I'm going to help you redeem your last message. Hold on. Hey guys, I'm Spencer with MVP, and I just wanted to tell you to not eat your discs. Discs are made of plastic, and it would be very harmful to your health if you ate them, so do not eat discs. These people are throwing discs, but they are for throwing, not for eating. So everybody remember, do not eat your discs. MVP out. Wow, what a great commercial. I feel very attracted to that brand right now. I think mainly because of how responsible they seem and taking all that work to protect me as the idle-minded consumer. Hole 14 is a par 5, or as the Finnish might say, a poo 5, which means most people are going to hit about 5 trees on this hole. So if you do it in less than 5, then you're doing better than most people, and that's our goal, right? Do better than everybody else, be a success, you know, so that she can see, make her wish she'd never broken up with you, and why did she in the first place, you know? You didn't call too much, you weren't pushy, you gave her space, her parents freaking adored you, right? But she wouldn't give you the time of day. But that all changes when you hit less than 5 trees on hole 14 at the Hall of Fame Classic, and it looks like Eagle McMahon is set up to do just that. Seppo's thrown a great line here. He's hit the middle gap, but it also looks like it's got enough carry to get all the way around the corner. Fantastic drive from Seppo. No big surprise there. Ricky's pulled this one. Get out of the way, Rick. Go to the second camera angle. Got it. That's a tough spot right there. He's not made the corner. Meanwhile, Patrick's found the bridge to Terabithia. Looks like he gets back out to the fairway all right. Yeah, this is a very tough shot from Ricky. It looked awkward. It was pretty good, actually. He made some headway down the fairway. Eagle's got a little pink tab in his pants. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe it's like a calculator or something. Keep track of his tree strikes. Oh, man. There's another one. If that would have flexed out, it would have been great. But it didn't, so it's crap. Seppo's throwing a backhand roller. Squares up that tree. What is it about backhand rollers that always seem to find the dead center of trees? I feel like when players throw sidearm rollers, they seem to always burn out and go left or right and find like a fence or something. But backhand rollers just always find the dead middle of a tree. Speaking of, I don't think that hit it. I don't think we're going to fault Ricky a tree strike right there. Seppo's leaning. It looked like he was leaning. Got the last little tree. Eagle is thinking he's going to dunk this one, which is disc golf terminology for layup. Patrick is just trying not to hit it. Oh, man, I was just saying he's trying not to hit any more trees, and he just hit that one. Yeah, I tend to think that these players would actually benefit a lot if I was like their caddy or maybe their coach. And followed them around and just reminded them every few shots, hey, Patrick, don't hit that tree right there. And he'd be like, oh, gosh, thanks, man. I totally forgot about that. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, run away. Oh, my gosh. He's going to have to go hide for a while. It's like when you're little and you wet yourself in front of your friends, you know. You just want to go to your room, put the covers over your head and forget about it. That was a sad moment right there. Listen, we all miss putts, all right? I mean, probably not short ones like that, but it happens to everybody, okay? So just don't judge the man. I'll tell you right now, he feels bad enough. Eagle McMahon just tied him for first place. They're both at 11 tree strikes, going into just 4 holes left. Hole 15 is a par 4. It kind of sweeps to the left, then slows down a little bit right through these trees, and then speeds up again, and then kind of turns to the left, and then ducks, and then turns to the right, and then tilts down, and then comes down to the basket. So that's kind of the ideal shot if you want to get there in one. It's never been done before. Eagle McMahon is up first. So most players tend to, yeah, exactly what we're seeing here, tend to leave it in these left trees and not get it turned over enough to the right. See if Seppo can correct on that. It looks better. No, but it's flexing out. It's going to be right beside Eagles. Oh, look at this. Oh, what a finish on that Finnish player's disc. It made it through all the trees. He's down there to the left. We'll see if he has an alley. This one looks a little better. No, it's not. It looked a little better, but it was the exact same amount of bad. And Patrick, this one's definitely the right amount of right. Oh, look, he's... Oh, wow. He was clapping. Talk about knowing your discs. He knew he missed that tree, but he only missed it by 11 centimeters. Ricky's throwing a sidearm around the corner here. He's actually a great sidearm thrower, one of the world's best. He's the world's best putter, and he's the world's worst sidearm player, whatever that means. Seppo's found a little Gatorade bottle. Hopefully that's his and not just some litter, or else somebody's looking at some jail time. Seppo's in jail as well, over there to the left of the basket. I believe Patrick thinks he's got this game in the bag. That's the only thing that explains these haphazard approach shots. He's like, yeah, I got this thing won. Just throws it up there. Eagle's giving it a bid, a low bid, just past the yarn. There's a creepy blue guy up on the hill. Oh, is that? Look at the tree behind Seppo right there. Is that? Yeah, that's the same guy. How did he says, oh, Like a blue guy matrix or something. Seppo's angry. Oh, look at that. Thought about slamming his disc into his bag, but he remembered his anger management training. I'm just very scared for Patrick right now. I mean, he needs to pay attention because he's just throwing discs around, right? I mean, somebody needs to show him a scorecard. Like, it's very close, Patrick. You need to focus. Make sure you don't hit any more trees. But you can't knock him, I guess. I mean, I'm making fun of him, but he didn't hit any trees on this hole. Eagle did. So that's going to put Patrick back in the lead, going into 3 holes left in the course. Yeah, you can see it on his face right there. Yeah, I got this thing in the bag. Patrick's at 11 tree strikes, Eagle's at 12. Ricky and Seppo are inconsequential. Hole 16 is a par 3. It's 297 feet. There is some out of bounds in play down in this creek bed here. And like some of the Midwestern states like Nebraska, Kansas, and Oklahoma, it leans to the right. Ricky's going to go first. He's pretty much out of it at this point. His only hope is to avoid all the trees from here on out, which at least he's done on this shot. So one step at a time. He got a woo from somebody out there in the forest, which if you're not playing disc golf is actually a very alarming situation. Eagle. Oh, I think he tinked that tree. He's going to get a good score, but he's also going to get a tree hit, which will put him even more behind Patrick. Seppo's showing us the backhand route. He's very good at it. It's a much more natural sidearm. Yeah, say he's hit a tree and slid OB. That's the opposite of BO. They both stink. Patrick. Oh, man, if he could have got that, that would have been big. There's that creepy blue guy again. That guy is everywhere. So if Patrick, I was going to, okay, thought maybe he might scoot into the base of that tree. So Patrick and Eagle are each looking at taking 1 strike on this hole. So Patrick is going to maintain his 1 strike lead over Eagle. Nice, Ricky. Top to bottom. Ricky's probably the worst at picking up his disc after he putts. I think he's bobbled about 5 of those already. Eagle. All right, missed all the trees there. Nice. That also, consequently, was an amazing traditional birdie. It doesn't matter. Oh, Patrick's mad. I mean, he wanted to not hit that tree, right? So that he'd be 2 strikes ahead of Eagle. Going into... Why are we watching Seppo clean his disc for like an hour? This is a big ceremony for that. That was a complete waste of time. All right, back to the real story. Patrick is leading Eagle by 1 strike with 2 holes remaining. It is really heating up. Hole 17 has like tree. Let's count. Look at it. Tree. There's a guy in the creek. His name's Keith. If you hit Keith on the fly with your disc, that's an automatic 4-strike penalty. So there's a lot of things that could happen on this hole. But I'm predicting either a lead change or Eagle and Patrick will be tied after this, or possibly the third option would be Patrick will maintain his lead. Now, Ricky's actually completely lost his will to be in this tournament. I haven't seen him grab his butt or anybody else's for the last couple holes, if that tells you anything. He just wants to get this over. This is a big moment for Eagle right here. Oh, this looks good. Oh, it keeps turning up the whole way. That was amazing. That was a dead straight laser beam. All right, this is a big moment for Patrick. Oh, and he has flubbed it. Yep, he hit that tree. Oh, it looked pretty good, but it just went inside right and hit that tree. So great drive from Eagle. Pretty good drive from Patrick. Pretty bad drives from Ricky and Seppo, but at this point they don't matter, so it's not that important. I mean, they're important people, but just not their scores in this case. I'm still rooting for you, Seppo. Where? Okay. He just hit 2 trees with 1 shot. I'm not rooting for him anymore. Ah, man. Patrick got a tree, so that means that Eagle tied Patrick, but now Patrick has fallen behind. He's 1 strike behind Eagle. Ricky's just filling in time until we can get to the next Eagle or Patrick shot. He cannot afford to hit another tree right here. He's going up to the top of the hill to look at... Oh, he's headed towards the trees. Oh, my goodness. That went through so many trees and fell at those old people's feet. They'll be asking him for autographs probably. Eagles hit a tree now. Wow, this is crazy. Oh, and he's taking it out on that other disc. Maybe he thinks it had something to do with that terrible shot he just threw. Seppo's just... Yeah, I'm so sorry. It's just really hard to get excited about Seppo and Ricky's shots at this point. Yep, smart play there. Eagle's just laying up, trying to take his medicine. Not hit any more trees. Ricky's up. Oh, we hear a spectator say, get in there. At least we hope it was a spectator talking to Ricky's putter, not like someone abducting someone in the parking lot. Ricky's tapping in with a driver. Not sure if that's legal. Like I said, this is a pretty laid-back format, so a lot of things can slide. Don't hit a tree. Yeah, you good. That's all right. Good layup from Patrick. Seppo's going to finish us out. Good putt. Oh, and here comes Patrick. Patrick actually was walking to hole 18 and forgot he hadn't finished this hole out. Had to run all the way back. Oh, look at the emotion. That's Patrick Brown. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He's got sleeves on his arms. So we are tied up going into hole 18. This is really exciting. I mean, the drama is as thick as soup. And not like some watery chicken noodle soup or something. I'm talking about like a hearty, meaty mushroom drama soup. Or maybe like a nice clam chowder. Either way, it's a par 5, so I mean there's lots of opportunity for something crazy to happen. There's a small amount of opportunity for nothing crazy to happen. We're just going to have to wait and find out. We're going to have to wait until after Ricky throws, because as we've already expressed, he's not really part of the narrative at this point. But he gets a good break from that tree, so good for him. All right, here we go. Eagle's got a mid-range. She's playing it smart, just right up the middle. Ah, right up the left. Oh, no, he got a tree. Disaster. That's one strike already for Eagle. Seppo pulled some trail mix out of his bag for a little last-minute sustenance, but the M&Ms had melted, so he's trying to dry his hand off again. Got a tree. He's in the left side rough. And the biggest moment of the day right here. Oh, and it looks perfect. He slid down the right side, but no tree hits for Patrick. Patrick is in the lead. So, Eagle, focus. Come on, man. You cannot hit a tree. Do not hit a tree right here. Just throw it clean. Oh, my gosh! Eagle hits 2 trees coming down the home stretch. He is 2 strikes behind Patrick. He disobeyed exactly what I said. What did I say? I said, Eagle, do not hit a tree. He hit 2. He looked at me right in the face and said, screw you, men. I'll hit 2 trees if I want. You're not the boss of me. Well, guess what? You're right. I'm not the boss of you, but I'm also not the guy who's going to be handing you the first place trophy at the end of this round. I'm not actually the guy who's going to hand that to anybody because that's not my role. Okay, I'm the commentator. I don't know why you brought it up. The trophy itself is beautiful. Looks like it's going to Patrick. He laid up. I mean, that's it. The game is pretty much over. What was I saying? The trophy is actually 2 trees made out of bronze. And in between the 2 trees, there's a little disc. And it's suspended by a tiny piece of wire. It's made to look like it's, you know, going through the trees. And then there's tiny pieces of wire coming off the back of the disc to kind of simulate the wind. You know, so to show who was able to miss the most trees. Which at this point, right now, I mean, barring the world's worst rollaway, it looks like Patrick Brown's got that in the bag. So Eagle at least finishes with a traditionally good putt. He actually looks like he's excited about it. Maybe he hasn't checked UDisc for the scores yet, but he'll find out soon enough. Ricky's going to finish it up here with another 2 shots. And that is the face of a man who has hit a lot of trees and doesn't give a crap. All right, here we go. Patrick Brown for the win at the 2018 Hall of Fame Classic. He does it. Nice work. Look at that smile. He knows he's won it. He waves to the fans.
Like the ugliest putt in history.
Ah, don't be so hard on yourself, PB. The ugliest putt in history was actually back on hole 14. In spite of that, Patrick Brown has come away our winner, and it was a huge upset, but he actually came back from the chase card to win the entire tournament. Here are the final results for the entire field. Got PB up there on top. Michael Johansson in second place. He actually only hit one tree the entire last round, but it wasn't enough to beat out PB. Eagle didn't quite win. McMahon is right up there on top as well. He played a pretty good round, but that last sad hole with all those trees really did him in. Jeremy Big Germex Coling, very great woods player. Zach Meltdown actually did fantastic in this tournament, and then we see Freaky Wysocki there. Nate Genderton and also the other Nate did well, enough to make the top 10, not enough to win, so they'll be thinking about that on the drive home for sure. Reach to the back, Matt had a pretty rough tournament, scoring a 103. And the new guy, Paul, he was just on the scene the last time I commentated. He got a DNF. It actually took him 12 years to play the first round, then he just wandered off. And as of right now, nobody knows where he's headed. Thanks so much for watching this video and commenting on your favourite part. Hit Central Coast Disc Golf up if you want to see more videos like this, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.